Right, so I'm recording now. Okay, so this is a very exciting conversation between myself and Nora, which we are going to talk about energy alignment and about soul brand alignment. I'm just going live now on Facebook. It just takes a little bit of time every time I do this. Like there's like a slight delay. We're actually live, but we can't see ourselves just yet. So I just kind of do a little chit chat until all the tech kicks in. So if you can see us live now, we are going to have this wonderful conversation, myself and Nora, about brand, soul brand alignment and energy alignment. And I'm just doing some tagging now with people as well. So great, let's do this. Okay, I think we're live. I think we're just going live now. I never know when we're live. It takes like a few minutes, so I kind of pretend that we are.
Yes,
yeah. So pretend that we are. So anyone jumping in, Gennye Lion here. I'm so excited to have this conversation with Nora today. Anyone jumping in, I would like to invite you to come in if you are a soul-led business owner and if you are in the energy space. You could be established, you could be a new entrepreneur, you could be somebody who's been going for years and years. It doesn't really matter, because this topic of soul brand alignment and energy alignment for a soul-led business owner is very important. And we're going to show you why, why it's so important. So I'm Gennye Lion. I have Nora with me here. See if we've got anyone watching actually. There's a couple of people watching, great. So what we want to say as well throughout this conversation today is that if you have any questions, please do share the questions in below the video, because we will answer them basically. So what prompted me to, so hello Nora. What prompted me to have this conversation was that as I was going through my own brand alignment, being in the space that I know, I realized how important this element is. Now, why am I saying that? Because as an energy or soul-led business owner, as you know, people will get attracted to your energy, and if that is like misaligned on the online platform, because let's face it, we're doing a lot of online now, if it's misaligned, you're basically losing clients, you're losing work, you're losing that magic thread to getting your client, which is who you want to help. So I realized that this extremely important, and I also realized by working with a lot of soul-led business owner myself, coaching them, is that the misalignment, and I'm talking about misalignment of a lot of things, which we're going to go deeper into here, it's just like failing their business. Like their business are not kicking off, their business is not reaching the clients that they want them to reach. It's not giving them the cash income they want every month. It's loads and loads and loads of problems. So therefore we are talking about this today. So welcome, Nora. That was a very long intro, wasn't it? Welcome, Nora.
Thank you.
Yeah, so can you we have some questions below here in the actual post about, do you feel blocked to your fullest potential in your business? Is the overthinking stopping your flow and intuition? And do you feel overwhelmed over how to compose yourself online? And do you find it hard to find words, images, and colors to describe your services and products? And do you struggle to communicate your soul work online? So we're kind of going to flow with these questions. But could you just introduce yourself now, Nora, and why we're having this conversation?
Yes, I can. Thank you, Gennye.
That's it.
My name is Nora Zimmerman, and I create soul brands and websites that are fully aligned to your mission of service. I love working with people that are in the energy field, that they are stepping into the expert space, especially, or they are already experts and their website is usually left behind. So they've moved on, they become even more niched. And usually people in the energy field, they tend to be creative and expansive. So they download a lot of information, and this information needs a home. And that home usually is the website. So this website needs to be almost constantly nurtured and kept clean. Because like you were saying, you know, sometimes when the website is misaligned, you know, and there might be subtle things or there might be bigger things. When the website is working in that way, it behaves almost like an energy block. And so what happens is, you know, it's like we're aiming to connect vibrationally with people on the website, but this is not really happening because who you are in person is not being matched on your online presence. So there's a very important and rigorous discipline about aligning yourself fully first, digging deep into, you know, the soul of your brand, and then replicating that in all the different places where you're communicating with people, you know, on your email signature, on your website, even on the conversations that you're having, because all of the connections that we are having with people, they are almost, you know, collaterals of the brand. So say, you know, your brand, you know, which we almost, you know, work together and build over time. It wasn't that one day we decided, oh, it's going to be orange and gold and, oh, I like those colors. You know, it was more of a...
Oh, it's a birthing.
Yeah, exactly.
It was the birthing. Yeah.
Yeah. So we worked together and collaborated together. I didn't know what was going to come up. I didn't choose anything that I liked. Gennye didn't come and tell me, oh, I like this or I like that. It was more of a, you know, dance that we did together, digging deeper and deeper and deeper. Okay, what are you here to do? What is your soul telling you that you're here to do this lifetime? Who do you want to be working with? What is happening? And this is really important. What is happening between you and the client here in the middle?
Yeah.
And that thing, that energy exchange that happens in the middle between you and the client, that is the atmosphere of the website. That is the vibration of the website. It's almost intangible.
Yes. I want to say something there, because
Yeah.
only the energy worker, the coach, the creative, the healer, the whatever therapist, only knows the magic that happens between you and the client,
Yes.
right? And their client. And it's almost like, okay, so testimonials are great. Obviously, people can say how great the session were and the work or the program, whatever. But actually, the magic and the deep transformation that happens between these two people, if that can be explained on an online platform, and that's what you said, Nora, not just the website, like the communication with people, the email signature, the Facebook posts, the colors, like for everything, if that magic that happens between two people can be translated out there, guess what? You're going to get people like love that and say, wow, I want that, right? Because it's like it's like a magic that they want it. And therefore you're aligned with your client. You can say blah, 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 almost on, you know, certain things, but it's that this translation of that energy. Yes. And when the client gets that and the new clients feel that, then they're like, oh, I want more. Like I'm pulled in.
Yes.
And this is nice marketing, because we don't push and we don't do anything, right? We just want to magnetize, really, because it's how we work, I think, energy workers.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I think
If there's no questions.
also it's important. One more thing before we...
Yeah, go on. No, go on.
Yeah, it's really important to almost use the website and use your soul brand alignment to also discourage people that are not your ideal clients. Because we want people to self-select when they're coming to your website, when they're coming to your Facebook page, when they're coming to all of your online community. We want them to self-select. We want them to be fully aligned, because those people, we're going to serve them better. If you want to cater for, you know, everybody, it's going to be very difficult to actually attract the right people. But if you're actually almost niching yourself, and, you know, if you're just beginning in your business, it takes a little bit of time, and you've got to be a little bit patient with yourself. You've got to almost take your time to kind of birth this brand, you know, and there might be a few steps in the process, you know, where you are almost copying someone else. Oh, I like the way this person is dressed, so I'm going to kind of mimic a little bit of that look. And it's absolutely fine, you know, it's part of the growth. But there's a moment where, you know, this growth, it just gets catalyzed, and it's very clean, and it's very clear that, you know, your presence, your look, your color, your words are completely unique to you. And that's a beautiful moment. And that's usually when people are, you know, elevating their presence. They're stepping into a more expert arena. And they just look like themselves, really. They don't look like anyone else.
Yeah, and I can sort of confirm also, so that if you look like 4 years back, you know, a woman, mother of 2, working part-time, doing my soul work, but doing sessions, you know, to fit around the children, now going to like an online brand, which is like, you know, I'm, you know, going globally, right?
Very good.
And have not finished, as you have noticed. but what I'm saying is that transformation happened over time. And to say also, Nora's, our work didn't start in 4 years ago, but we started later. But what I'm saying is that evolving as a business owner, there comes a point when this is like inevitable. It has to happen.
Yes. Very good.
And if it doesn't, you'll be stuck.
Yes.
Like, you'll be stuck in one place.
Also, you know, if you think my website will do, you know, my online presence, or, you know, you may be confused, I don't know how to move it forward, you know, that is an energetic block. That is holding you back. Yes. You know, as soon as you step into the next level of expertise,
yes,
with your online presence, you know, you started to just suddenly explode.
Yeah. But we know me. But, yeah. So definitely. So it's almost like maybe some people have questions on when is the right time to do yes. this type of work, because if you just qualified in something and giving something a go, maybe not the right time. I mean, I'll let you answer this question, Nora, about soul brand alignment and when is a good time, or maybe if there's different steps.
Yeah, there's different steps. Yeah, I'd say if you just started and you need an online presence, you know, you need to put yourself out there, because it's almost a way of actually saying, I'm running a business. That is a really great step, you know, and usually those first websites, they can last, you know, between 6 months to 2 years, 3 years. Some people become the next round of the business very quickly, and some people can, you know, stay with that first website for a little bit longer. What I do recommend to beginners is to not invest money in a logo and to not invest money in huge branding. It's more about, okay, let's be visible. Let's take the seat of a business owner. And, you know, that comes the coaching, you know, when, you know, you, Gennye, almost help people, okay, take responsibility, take charge and be seen. You know, it all comes together with that first website, perhaps, you know, and to just use that as a step forward in the, almost in the evolution of the business, you know. stop doing it as a hobby.
Yeah, when you stop doing it as a hobby and decide I'm going to really do it,
Yes.
then definitely a website, I'd say, together with everything else, right? You know, we've got to get the social media handles right and things like this. Not that Nora specializes or I specialize in this, but that has to, you know, go in hand with that to give an overall unison.
Yeah, coherence.
Coherence of your work, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to see if there's any questions, because yeah, it's such an important topic. I'm going to see. So Sarah says it's an absolutely cohesive branding is so important. Yeah, so there's only one comment at the moment. I haven't, if there's one more, I'm going to refresh the page. I also wanted to talk about, Nora, do you want to say when it's a good time to actually really step into doing this soul brand alignment with you? Because obviously as a new business owner, maybe not, but when is a good time?
Yes. Okay, so there's different ways of working with me. So if you really want to step into the next level of your expertise, say, you know, you've been trading for a while, you've got consistent clients, you've got courses, the business has been running for a while, and it's pretty obvious that the online presence is dated, and it's almost like you're dragging, you know, these old business presence, you know, website present, you know, in, you know, there's like a mismatch. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like the old website is behind, you know, kind of weighing you back, and then whatever needs to be happening next is just not being seen. So those transitions are the best ones, you know, to really go for the full thing, to do the soul brand, the website, you know, and to do all the collaterals. And for the beginners, for people that perhaps as well, maybe they have 2 websites or 3 websites.
I've seen people.
That happens. Again, because they expanded and there was like an organic growth, or maybe they have a website that has 250 pages. I get a lot of clients that are expansive and creative, and it just becomes unmanageable. Basically, they've got so much happening, so many sales pages, so many, you know, offerings. That was happening a little bit with you, wasn't it?
It was on my old one. Oh, that was just so much on there, on my old website, that it was just not even worth keeping it. It's down, basically, obviously,
but we did a lot of cleaning up.
We did some decluttering on it.
Yes, yes. So that's really important, and that is part of the process at the very beginning. You know, really getting clear. Okay, what's not serving anyone anymore? What services I am just disconnected now. You know, they just don't, you know,
feel right anymore.
Yeah, they just don't. You know, it doesn't feel, my heart is not there anymore. You know, and what services are the most benefit to people? You know, what are people needing maybe at this point in time as well? Because I feel that energetic, you know, business owners, people that work in the energy field, they pick up what's in the, you know, what's in the air,
in the collective.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Thank you. Yes. So those are the things that need to be offered. Those are things that we need to focus, you know, when we are redoing the website, reviewing what needs to be left.
Yeah. No, that's really good. And I think as well, I wanted to share this because as a creative and explosive as I am, not everyone is this way, but it gave me a container.
Yes.
So that I could, like, I will always be creative. I will always have these things coming up, you know. But now I have containers like this to put it in, which means then I can direct it to the right client, in the sense that you may need this. I also know in what part of my business, like the value ladder it is, and then also where it's going to lead. them. So, and if you are an energy worker, you know what I'm talking about, because although you might not be as like me, but you will have a lot of download, you will have loads of ideas, and you will have loads of creativity coming out, and that can be somehow frustrating when you don't know where to put it, and if it's strategic enough, and if it's going to monetize, and if it's like, you know, these things. And the containers that Nora gives are very good solid containers to say, okay, this is how you're working it. Have you thought about this? So in that perspective, yeah, it's really grounding. Actually, I'd say it's very grounding. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
That was my experience. So I can't speak for everybody, but that was my experience. But I do feel this. That many of my clients are obviously, they're all energetic, so they do feel very creative and like bursting, and you know.
Yes. So there's two ways of seeing the website. So I always like to see it as a practical, supportive partner for the business owner, you know, where you can, you know, create funnels, where you can, you know, have different calls to actions, where you can have perhaps a lead magnet, you know, there's like lots of practicalities, you know, that help the business run smoothly, and they also allow you to be free and focus on, you know, being with your clients. So the website performs a lot of tasks that are practical, but also I don't know if you remember these. We were talking when we were doing your website, we were talking about your website being a portal.
Yes.
That's it. So we were seeing your website as a portal where people can come in and almost immerse themselves and learn stuff and get value. And so there were the resources, there were the tools, there were the work with me, you know, there were different avenues for people to connect with you and your teachings, because they are fundamentally, you know, downloads of wisdom, aren't they?
Yes.
So we wanted this to be a portal. And so that is almost like on an energetic level, you know, how the website works. And then there's, you know, after all of these, there's also the selling, which matches your goals, right? You want to do, you know, XYZ programs, you know, for this kind of value. So those are your goals. And then we create the strategy, you know, of how the customer travels through your website to meet those goals for their needs, because they are seeking something, and for your goals, you know, to be aligned with your mission and help people.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and actually what was quite interesting as well, so I can just say this as an intuitive, because if you're listening to this now and you are an intuitive, you are an energetic online business, you will also understand the element of divine timing and downloads as when you put things into creation and manifest them in here into the earth plane. So what I could see in my mind's eye, and what I was really kind of excited about, was all the things that Nora said, but also out of that came then the Ascension Clearing Kit, which was a part of, I was in my head, I had this thing that I wanted an energy clearing to give to people for free. And I set the intention. And then we started the process, or well, we had started the process already with the website, but as a part of this kind of birth, if you like, came also the Ascension Clearing Kit, which was, you know, the first clearing in this is the bioenergy clearing. If you're listening and you know me, you may even have this clearing. So, and then that was like a part of it, and that's exactly what's on the website. That was always, we said, wasn't we, that we were going to set, there's going to be one free, powerful, you know, gift that people can have, that we want them to take one action, like on this one thing, and then everything else they can choose, of course, but that would be like the first thing in contact. And guess what? Everyone that has it, that enjoys this type of work, they love it, right? So just by the intention of doing the soul brand alignment and everything else that you want to have for yourself in your business, other things will birth out of that. So yeah, that's what I wanted to add. So it's like,
yeah, that's really beautiful, because
can you see what I'm saying? Like,
Yes, yes. The process in itself is very creative
yeah,
and very, it's quite stirring as well. It can
it
bring up,
pushes you.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but in
The,
a good way.
yeah, yeah. I'm not like a designer that will just create a pretty website for people and it kind of stays on the surface. It's more
It's
like digging deep, you know, together.
like a deep immersion of your soul brand.
Yes,
That's it.
yes.
And out of that will come so many beautiful things, because it's almost like now everything I say, everything I put out there, everything I share, everything I invite people to is just very much in alignment. Well, it is in alignment with this. So I'm no longer this creative, like crazy, download person that goes, oh, I want to do this now, I want to do this. I still get those, by the way. But I'm kind of like, okay, it's going into this one funnel that we've created in a way, from an energy perspective.
Yeah.
So it's no longer confusing.
That's really
for me,
good.
which is like, oh, nice.
Yeah.
Because the frustration and the confusion and that kind of feeling is gone. It's like it's never been there since. So it's an alignment.
Yes, because I think what a website can do for a lot of business owners is it can give them a lot of structure.
Yeah.
You know, so you've got the little drawer. So here is where, you know, you put these. Here is where you put your offerings. And here is where you put all your free resources. And all your videos go here.
Yeah.
And it's almost like you're visioning as well, yourself forward. You know, when we started working together, one of the things that we said is that, I mean, I saw you on a stage day one. I've just felt that energy, you know, of you being on a stage, being a speaker. And it's almost like the website can move you in the direction of where your soul takes you, even before you've moved yourself.
Yes, before you moved yourself. That's correct.
Doesn't it? And then this structure that is there, it gives you almost like a relaxation as well.
Yes.
It stops all the
frantic, like, yeah. It stops all that. Oh, it's so wonderful. I don't have to have that anymore.
And very important, I knew Gennye was really creative, and I knew I was not going to be keeping up with updating her website myself. I knew that it would just be, first of all, too expensive to commission me. Can you move this to the right? Can we go to the page? Can we change this copy? So I created her websites in particular as a kit. So she can grab, okay, I'm going to create a sales page. I'm going to create a regular tools page. So she's got little.
I can do it myself. Yeah. So it's been customed to my intense creative like, download blah thing. Yeah. So that's very good, because I think sometimes as well, I mean, this is also my clients, some of my clients that I have that have websites, or they kind of want to really get rid of some of their websites, one or two. The problems that I hear a lot is, oh, well, it's not aligned, so it's not like up to date, it's not organized, so it's not in these nice drawers and the nice containers, which is confusing for the client. It is also that they have to pay someone to do the update, because no one's ever taught them how to do it themselves, which can be very costly, especially if the actual website itself is not very sort of functional in the first place. It feels quite disheartening to start spending a few more £100 when you don't even know if this is going to, like, what, I pay another £400, and is that actually going to, you know, do what it wants? So that's like, that is cut out completely, which is absolutely wonderful. So no, I don't pay anyone to do anything anymore, apart from if I want some real updates, obviously, then that's what and it's just really great. And I think if you are listening and you have been in this situation, I know for sure people, my clients, 3 or 4 of my clients, have had this frustrating, painful conversation about the website, and just what to do and feeling stuck and like this. And yeah, so the other thing I want to say about it is that a lot of people say out there, oh, you're an expert, you don't need a website. And
Yes.
I'm like, that's true, but to a certain extent, when you maybe just want to put a Facebook page up or something. But so I want you to answer this question, because that's said by a lot of people, especially with they lead with landing pages, which can be very successful for some people, depending on what you are. But
Yeah.
explain this.
Okay. Yeah, that's a really good question.
I hear this a lot, and it kind of annoys me a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think there's an answer that is like a blanket answer. I
No.
think each person needs to decide this for themselves, each business owner. So, for example, not long ago, last week, sorry, I spoke to someone that he thought that he needed a new website. And after discussing with him, I actually realized, no, you don't need a website. I want you to focus on your YouTube channel,
Yeah.
the type of work that you're doing, because he wasn't fully ready to be seen online, because he wasn't fully formed in what he was offering, because he was still in that kind of cooking. Some people are still cooking and stirring, and they don't even know what it's going to look like.
No.
Because that was not quite clear, I said, I feel it would be better if you just, and he had these and he had that. So I said, okay, just focus on your YouTube channel, tidy it up really well, make proper, playlists, use the correct words, for naming things,
Yeah.
so that, people understand the kind of work you do, and then promote this. And that's it. Focus on having a really good banner, remove these that looks perhaps a little bit dated and a little bit crass for the kind of finesse that he had. So he had a lot of finesse when he was with me on screen, and he had a lot of like a very intuitive, almost elevated energy, but some of the YouTube looked just naff, literally. So that was
aligned.
that was a huge mismatch. So just focusing on that would probably be, the right answer for the next year. The same with landing pages. If you're trying something out, if you're not fully fledged business owner and you're trying a course or trying this idea that you have, then landing page, could be very suitable. There's lots of free alternatives for landing pages as well. Now, if you are running a business, if you are fully committed to being a business owner, and if you've been running a business for quite some time, and you are going to the next level, then yes, you need a website. People are going to go to that website and check you out. That's where they're going to warm up to you. Yes, there's social media. Yes, there is LinkedIn. But a website is almost like planting a stake. I'm here. I take ownership of these. This is my shop window. This is my home. And I invite you to my home, the home of my business. So does that answer the question?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because absolutely. And it gives, so I wanted to have that as the stop station of everything.
Yeah.
But yes, I am on Facebook, I am on LinkedIn, I am on Instagram, I am doing an upload stuff on YouTube, but it's not like my main, it's there for people to consume, but it's not like the main sort of source of traffic. It's just easy access, I suppose, for me.
Yes.
But,
well, and also, you perform a lot of integrations, for the sales processes, with the website. So
yeah. So for that reason, now the other thing is, so as an energy worker, and an energy coach, and anyone in this space, there's many different ties to your business that you may want to explore.
Yeah.
Because you might say, aha, I work in programs with people online. Okay, I do this, and then now I'm getting led that I want to do live events. Okay, so I need to be able to put this drop down, what the live event on the website, right? but I didn't think I was doing a live event in London, 1 year ago. Well, I probably thought I would do it at some point, but I didn't know when. So as an evolution, or it needs to have this facility, for me anyway, this is for me. But if somebody is working online programs and then they say, I want to do retreats now in Maldives, Bali, wherever, and then they want to be able to put that, with the website, not put up another landing page that is like disconnected. It will have to be all in one place, right?
Yeah.
So that's more for this established. You've been going for a while. You're evolving, aren't you? So.
Yeah, and I think being in charge and in control on your website is really empowering. Even if you have someone help you as well.
Sure.
But to be initially, even if you have a team of people helping you, to be almost fully connected with the website to begin with, and understand how it works behind the scenes to help you communicate what you need to do, and then maybe pass it on to a member of your team. That is also very empowering, because I see that the business owners that know and understand how their website works, they move forward with their business really well. It's almost like, okay, this is one more thing, it's just like doing social media. It's no different, really.
Exactly. Yeah, because they feel empowered, they've mastered that, which means they will, the success is inevitable.
Yeah.
Because,
and you don't need to, I feel they don't need to know all the technicalities,
no.
All the, minute details of integrating things and how to put a Zapier, or how to lots of things. But to just have a general sense of, okay, it is in my radar, this website is in my radar, and I know what are the steps of what's needed, because then I can brief someone to help me, a member of my team to help me do that a lot better. I understand the steps. I understand, the words. I understand what needs to be communicated here.
Yeah. And I think just on that note as well, as we're having this conversation about knowing and understanding about your business, I think if you are now a solo business owner listening to this conversation, I think it's really important to accept and be open to the fact that this is a step that is really important, and learning the different ways of marketing to get your online business forward. Because it's almost like once you learn the jargon of how you as a brand do it, that's when you delegate later. So it's the same with the website. So it's like you've got to learn how to do this yourself. Not like you don't need to learn how to build Facebook ads, but like I'm just saying, you've got to learn how to conduct yourself out there, and only then you will be able to hand it over to somebody else at some point.
Yeah.
And that's it with the website also. So it's for those who's serious about the business. Absolutely. Or passionate about their business, maybe. Not just serious, passionate about getting the work out into the world.
Yeah.
And take the seat as the business owner.
Yeah. Very good.
Cool. See if there was any questions. We could round up, I think, if there's not any. So Danica says, thank you for this great information. Branding is very important to put your name, the services out there, authentically and clear definition. Okay, so she's kind of agreeing here because obviously she might have gone through this process herself. Someone says the same. Yeah, people are just agreeing. They're agreeing, no questions at this point. The thing is, they may ask questions later on.
That's all right.
And then we can answer it later, or you can answer it later.
I mean, I just thought maybe we just mentioned very briefly about photography and words, or is that
Yes.
another time, do you reckon?
No, we do that. We say this, I think, because it's not just about the copy of the website. It's, you tell me.
Yeah. Okay. So, and it's easy to refer to working together with you, Gennye, because then people can see your website as well.
Yes.
I think, one of the really good things about birthing a website as a collaboration and giving the time and the space for the soul brand to emerge was about doing research together and about finding almost the right postures for you to pose for the photos, finding the right clothes and
colors.
Planning. So we
planned everything.
Yeah, we planned intentionally all the photography.
Yeah.
The words are intentionally put together as well, so that the whole thread of the vibration of the website is not random, and it's not it just came together as we worked through
together.
The process. So say for the first 2 months I had no clue what the design was going to be. I didn't start designing anything until we did all the discovery process,
the deeper work. Yeah. And that was anything from my actual branding, colors, photography, positioning as like in the space, the online space. To close. I said close, didn't I? But
and it's really important to give all of that some space.
And
give that a little bit of time and patience,
mm-hmm.
And to also just feel into it in the body. What does it feel like? What does the soul brand feel like?
And I remember as well, as I was really tuning in to what type of energy worker I could have possibly been in the past as well.
Yes.
So I was like really tuning into so many different realms of, and that wasn't for the purpose of like really anything. It was just more exploring more about me. And it was everything from Vikings to Valkyrians, which are, do you remember the Valkyrians? So they're like Scandinavian, the Norse, the Scandinavian gods and goddesses. So the Valkyrians were goddesses, and in there. But we did that, didn't we? And then we were looking at my energy as like a star seed, like Pleiadian star seed, how it felt, it felt like, and then the Wonder Woman, sort of fighter in me, and then like the Viking as well. So that was really cool. I kind of really loved that part, because then I could really discover more of my energy parts and what I actually wanted to bring out to the online platform, because it was also like a feeling of choosing.
Yes.
What am I going to, what am I going to show them? What am I going to radiate out there?
Yes.
So it's just fun as well. Okay, now I wanted to actually say to people here as well that Nora does, it's really 2 tiers, really, isn't it, of working with you.
Yeah.
So I want you to tell people this, because they may actually be interested how can they do work with you, and what would that look like?
Okay. So if you are beginning and you are wanting to now step into the online space and you are ready basically to be seen online,
experimented enough,
like,
or have some old Wix website where it's like, I can't have this,
exactly,
or something, like I can't do that anymore,
So I run your website school, which is super affordable. It's a very small group program, and it's exactly the same process that I do with the larger clients, but it's more condensed, and there's a few parts that perhaps we don't do because basically they're not needed. But you still get one-to-one attention. And then there's also the other way of working with me, which is like we did with Gennye, which is more of a one-to-one longer process and
longer birthing.
Yeah, yes, and it's more bespoke as well. You know, we look at exactly what your website needs to do. We look at, you know, all the integrations, if we need any landing pages, sales funnels. It's a more complex e-commerce. Yeah,
really comprehensive, isn't it? So it's kind of, I would say, it's either people who are already a business owner and go, yeah, I'm really ready to upgrade. I really, you know, want to do this. Or for me, it was like the birthing process of my next level at the time when we started, and as we were going through it, I was like, you know, going there. So yeah.
Yeah. So the ones that need a basic website, which is homepage, about page, services, contact, and they need also to actually, okay, what shall I look like? What do I say? How do I communicate what I do? Do I sell Reiki and divine healing and massage? Or, you know, they have lots of questions. You know, they are kind of, you know, sometimes in that kind of confusion space. For those, you know, your website school is really good. It lasts 8 weeks, super focused, super lazy, and comprehensive as well.
And comprehensive, yeah, you really get it. So you've got is it this week you've got £200 off?
Yeah. There's an offer this week. It's my birthday this week, so
happy birthday for tomorrow, Nora.
So all this week your website school is 200 off. It's 1995.
Yeah, okay. And obviously the bigger projects is bespoke, so that's more like a conversation obviously with you. Yeah, cool. So yeah, so if you want to get in touch with Nora and really interested and actually have a clarity session to talk about this, because you're thinking, yes, I need this, or I need this woman's help, you do free sessions as well of exploring. Yeah.
I'll put the links below.
Yeah, we'll put the links below. Yeah, people know me. If you need to upgrade your life and your business, you can contact me. That's my call to action today. If you need to catapult yourself into the stratosphere, I'm the person to come to.
And clear the layers of the crap.
Clear the layers of the crap. Yeah, that stops you from catapulting yourself into the stratosphere. That keeps you in the mud for too long, maybe, and you've had enough. Then I'm here. Okay, cool. So thank you so much for this, Nora. Please, people, post your questions. You might watch the replay. If you watch the replay, fine. You can post a question still. You can send a message to Nora or contact, you know, our details are here. And yeah, we're really happy to help. And we wish you a wonderful day, evening, wherever you are.
And thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for having me, Gennye. I love this
conversation. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
I've stopped the live stream now. But it's still recording. I can actually stop it.